Hello, my name's Tom, or FPL Wildie. This is actually my first ever video, so I'm just planning to wing it. It's a spontaneous idea just to sit down and record something, so please bear with me. Appreciate you watching. It's going to be a bit more of like a stream vibe, so it's going to be one take, no editing. Just going to talk over some things really. Don't know what the future will hold in terms of making videos. This could be my first, or there could be many more. Do have some good ideas for the future, but I don't know if this will take off. But wait and see, I guess. So this video is going to be about wildcard strategy. We're in game week 3 now. Before I go on to it, I'm currently just shy of 10k in the world, but there'll be people who are using chips in there, so I'm in the top 10k with 166 points. Don't have any fancy graphics, I'm afraid. Just the bog standard FPL, so you can ignore what I'm doing here. I'm just going to remove all my players, and we're going to... Why is it doing this? We're going to start fresh, and we're going to make 3... Well, we're going to look at wildcard strategies. Excuse me, I need some water. So in this video, we're going to look at some wildcard strategies. I'm going to go... We'll make at least 3 teams, 3 different formations, and then we'll also point out people you can chop and change in certain positions. So we'll make a 3-5-2 formation, we'll make a 4-4-2, and we'll do a 3 up top. Probably a 4-3-3, or it might be a 5-2-3. I think for me, we'll start off with the non-negotiable. So these are your must-haves for me personally. Trent, get yourself in here, mate. I don't think we need to know much about Trent, do we? I mean, I think he's highest for expected goals and assists so far this season, and last year he killed it. He's a must-have. He's non-negotiable. I'm not going to spend time on these non-negotiables. Cancelo, yeah, he's smashing it. Always on the bonus points. So many key passes last year. With Haaland up front, I think he's going to get more assists than last year. And hopefully a couple of goal involvements, because he was unlucky last year with goal involvements. No, I'm going to leave James for now. He's not a must-have for me. Salah, now with the Darwin injury, he is a must-have. We'll pop him in. I think there was, when Darwin was fit, there was an argument for dropping Salah, but since he is now not injured, sorry, suspended. Since he's now suspended, we're not going to talk about that. Haaland's another must-have. Jesus is another must-have. Martinelli is another must-have. I guess I'll talk about these. Yeah, Jesus, I mean, number 9 for Arsenal is just going to get a lot of chances, and he's playing so well. And all of his defensive duties he has, it's just great for bonus as well. In terms of him winning the ball back and stuff like that. He's at 8 million. He's so undervalued. He's a must-have. But we should all know this by now. What's the percentage of him in a minute? What does it say? Am I blind? How can I say? Okay, it's only 7% owned. Mental. Martinelli, but people had Saka. I mean, for me, I'm an Arsenal fan. I knew that Martinelli would be the better pick. Even at the same price, I'd go Saka. But even 0.5 less, I'd go Martinelli. He's going to be so much more advanced than Saka. Saka, yeah, could be on pens, but Martinelli is now on set pieces this year, taking some right-footed free kicks, and he's on some corners as well. And he's a great finisher. I mean, the Arsenal boys, they say he's one of the best finishers at the club, if not the best. And he plays the way we play with Tierney or Zinchenko pushing up on that left now. He's going to let Martinelli push forward, and then Jesus drop. So if you look on touch maps and heat maps, Martinelli be the furthest one forward a lot of the time. 6 million, absolute bargain. Just get him. I don't think it would ever be a captaincy choice, but 6 million, he's a must-have, in my opinion. Okay, right, let's start building a squad now. So I'm going to start with, this will be a 5 at the back draft. I think James has to come in. I think especially I'm seeing today, he's got 7 points, he's got 14 points out of 2 games. Seeing today as well that Wesley Fofana looks like he's going through. And he'll be playing right centre back, which will hopefully mean more game time for James at right wing back. And looking at these next round of fixtures, I mean, they're not the best. Like, they play all their easy games away and all their hard games at home. So there's not any like monster games where they have like a bad club at home, but they have consistently decent games. Chelsea look good against Spurs. Reece James hopefully locked the right wing back. Bonus point magnet. Goal potential, he's in for me. So what's that? That is 7 players locked. Right, so Kyle Walker, let's put him in. Let's talk about Kyle Walker first. Now, very viable to go for the triple city and double city defence. Very viable. I mean, you're looking at, say, you look at the next 4, you expect at least 3 clean sheets. They could drop in Aston Villa, they could drop in Newcastle, they could drop in one of these as well. You'd say safely 2 clean sheets, you'd hope for 3, and there's a chance of 4. Like it's City, it could be 4. And even like these 2 are good clean sheets. So Kyle Walker for 5, he's 5.1 now, he's 5.1. It could be a shout for us. The other shouts, let's have a look here, shall we? Let's do it this way. We'll have defenders, please. Do it by price. Andy Robbo. Okay, we're not going to have Robbo for this draft. We're not going to have Van Dijk. Okay, as a non-negotiable, or you can negotiate Louise actually. He's not a long negotiable, but for this squad, we're going to put Louise in. Luis Diaz, that is, of course. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, for me, at the start of the season, I thought about Robertson and Diaz for a long time. I really thought about them. I thought about their predicted points, predicted minutes, how they would start the season, etc. How Liverpool would be. And now I went with Diaz because that Jota news was out. And at 8 million, people were thinking him to be 10 million at the start of the season. And that was before Mane left. Mane left, Jota got injured, Luis Diaz came out at 8 million, and now Darwin Núñez is out. For me, Luis Diaz is a better pick than Robertson right now. That's why a lot of people are moving away from Robertson. So I'll put Luis Diaz in for this build. Right, this is the 3-5-2 formation. 5-3-2 formation, so we need two more defenders here. And they're probably going to be both 5... Well, okay, let's do a quick... There's ways you can go with this. You want to build a 5 at the back. Wildcard team. I think you get these 3 locked, and then your options are Perisic, Zinchenko, Walker, Gabriel, Cucurella. I'm not gonna say Trippier. I think that's it. Let me double check. You could go with 4.5 options. Saliba could be a shout. Some other 4.5s that could be decent for you, but I think for prices and prices of the top 6 players, let's go for premium defence. Let's go into Perisic first. Perisic is a complete minutes risk. Start of the season, I was looking to get him in for this game week 3, as I thought the first 2 game weeks he might not be certain to start, might not be certain to play. Hopefully that'll give him enough time to be fit to get minutes from game week 3 and onwards. Now Spurs is the early kickoff this week, so we might get team news before the deadline. But for me, if Perisic, as soon as Perisic is first team or is starting, I think he's a lock for me. He's so attacking. I don't have any stats to back it up, but if you know Perisic is, over the years of his career, he's an attacking player, he'll always be back post. And the way Spurs play him, the wing backs at the minute, they don't even need a clean sheet for him to return well. He should get as many attacking assists as any other midfielder in the game, in my opinion, if his minutes are nailed. And now at a reduced price of 0.1 million, 5.4, I think we're going to whack him in. Let's whack. No, I'm not doing Walker. Sorry. Let's whack him in. So let's say this is a Perisic build. Other options there are to double up, is to get an Arsenal defender in, or double up on either the City or Chelsea defence. Now for me, and what I'd recommend to you guys is to get some Arsenal coverage in defence. Now you can be more aggressive and get in Zinchenko and Gabriel as a defender, or you can cover it with a Ramsdale goalkeeper. For my team at the start of the season, I chose that Ramsdale goalkeeper just so it's consistent and I didn't need to change, make a transfer on that slot. But I'm going to quickly talk about Zinchenko right now because I'm not seeing many people talk about him, especially Arsenal fans. He's a great player, really underrated player by, I think, the vast majority of football fans and FPL players. We still don't know his full capabilities. I'm sorry, but we don't. He's looked decent. He's playing at left back for us at the minute, and the way we play, he inverts and he sits in a 3 in midfield, and he gets some license to attack the left side as well. But I don't know when, but at some point he will play. He might not be a starter. But he will play as the left-sided 8 for Arsenal to replace Xhaka. Now, for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm not a massive Xhaka fan. He's played well for the past couple of seasons under Arteta, but he's limited in that attacking 8 role. Zinchenko will excel in that role. When Tierney's back fit, I see Tierney going in at left back, and hopefully we can see some opportunities for Zinchenko to play at centre mid. And if you look at Saka's touch maps or heat maps in a minute, he's so far forward. He played the same way last season. So if we had someone more attacking, more creative in that role, Zinchenko's a 5.2 million defender. Arsenal good for clean sheets. He's going to be a glitch. If he gets certain minutes in that position, he's going to be a glitch. And even at left back, he'll pick up assists for you. Zinchenko is a great shout. There is a slight risk of when Tierney's back, does Arteta want to risk putting Zinchenko in that midfield straight away? I think Tierney will start over Zinchenko. It's then whether Zinchenko will take Xhaka's place, or whether it will be, I don't know, the future plans. In the future, I see Zinchenko playing centre mid, but I don't know when, I don't know how. But he's an attacking player. He's a great option. You can't afford the Zinchenko. Gabriel at 5. Pardon me, excuse me. Gabriel at 5. He's got more attacking goal threat, not assists, but goal threat. He scored, was it 4 goals last season? Can I see here? 5 goals. That's a lot for a defender. Some of them would be lucky, but he's a great threat from set pieces. Can get a yellow card every now and then, but he's a certain start for Arsenal when he's fit. So that's locked there, rather than Zinchenko. Zinchenko, I see the ceiling higher. Gabriel, I see the floor higher. Good way to put it. And then Ramsdale was like probably worse options than these two, but there's just not many goalkeepers to compete with Ramsdale, which is why a lot of people have Ramsdale. Okay, I'm taking a lot of time on this. Let's quickly move on. This could be quite a long video, just to let you know. But this is just for people who are trying a wild card and they want to see what their options are. They want to put together a team. I'm just listing off things that I think and players who I feel will be good chats for you. But like I said, there'll be no cuts in this, so it'll be just a chat really, more of a podcast vibe than a recorded YouTube video. Okay, the other option is Kyle Walker, so we could double up on the centre backs. Kyle Walker, 4.1 million. At the moment, he should be good for starts. They signed a left back, but I don't think that's going to affect him too much at the minute. Like I said, there could be some clean sheets coming up, but I wouldn't expect any attacking returns from Kyle Walker, nor any bonus. You'd be looking at 6s most weeks, or 2s and 1s. Sorry, someone came at my door, so I did have to cut the video. Let's carry on. We were talking about Walker. Yeah, so he's a safe, solid option. He's not the most exciting, but he's safe and he's solid. Also could be rising price, so it could be nice to get on a couple price rises. I could see him going to 5.3. You know, if he stays in a team of City, pick up another few clean sheets along here, people will start going towards him. Or Cucurella. I like Cucurella as a player and as a FPL asset. His bonus points magnet. He's now, well, in the Spurs game, he took set pieces for Spurs. Same fixtures as James, obviously. What most people are saying at the minute is that, well, Tuchel said that Chilwell isn't fully match fit, nor has the rhythm to play as well as get Cucurella in competitive games in a minute, lacking rhythm, he said. I think Cucurella is a great shout to go in here. For me, it's a pick. You can pick here Cucurella, Walker, or an Arsenal centre back to go in here. We're going to leave this spot open for now, and we'll fill out the rest of the team, and then we'll decide what to do. Let's look at goalkeepers. Now, Ramsdale's a great goalkeeper option in a minute. He's not got the most points so far. What else we've got here? Mendy. I don't love. You've already got a little cover from James here, and I think if you want to double up for the same price, Cucurella for the same price as Mendy, Cucurella is better. Same goes with Ramsdale, Gabriel and Zinchenko. But I feel like Ramsdale does have more potential in the bonus points and is better for clean sheets at the minute, I believe. Pope and Sarr are decent options, but I wouldn't recommend them at the minute. We go down to 4.5s. In 4.5s, I think there was a great option in Raya. Look at these next few fixtures. In Game Week 8, well, just up to Game Week 11, really. Arsenal at home, Newcastle away are hard games. They are probably grey games, so that is fair. Brentford on good form at the minute. 2 good results. I love Brentford as a team personally. Ray was in a lot of my teams before I locked in for the season. Went to Ramsdale only a few days before the lock-in. The other option for me is Sanchez. Now, I had Sanchez a lot last year, and he trolled me hard, which is one of the reasons why I didn't really look at him this year. But 6 and 4 points so far is decent. Brighton are always going to be good at the back. Thing is, for me, Brighton always find a way to concede. Happened last year, and Sanchez doesn't usually pick up bonus, but he's a good, solid value option. So if you bullish on Brighton, you fit Sanchez in. If not, Raya's the best 4.5 for me. Now, if you wanted funds elsewhere, what you could do, we're looking at these 2 spots now. Ward, sorry, let's just get Ward locked in. He's your best 4 million goalkeeper, so we'll get him locked. We'll also get in Andreas locked because he's our best 4.5 million midfielder. Might as well lock in Archer, mightn't we? I mean, 4.5 strikers aren't going to come into play much. I've got Archer, probably get minutes this year, and he could come off the bench and get a goal. He's also lowly, not highly owned, so he shouldn't really get a price drop anytime soon. So now when we look at this 3-5-2 build, actually not many positions away from finalising. Yeah, we could talk about 8 million midfielders, but for me, you're going to want triple Liverpool. They're not the best at the minute, but that's not a red. That's a green. That's a fair grey. Fair red. Okay. Up to Game Week 9, you're going to want 3 Liverpool, in my opinion. And Luis Diaz, for the same reasons I said earlier. He's hard to look past. Kulusevski, I think Charleston will get minutes. Daka, no, we tripled. Well, we want Martinelli instead. Mount, nah. He's a good player, Mount, but I don't love him over Diaz. Maddison, I like Maddison a lot, but for me, probably want to get him in at Game Week 5. Even now's a good time to get him in, you know. Things about Maddison is we're not sure about Leicester, and we're not sure about Maddison's potential transfer moves. But I am bullish on him, and I'm looking at these fixtures now, and he's a definite option. You could consider James Anderson for any 8 million slots, 100%. Phil Foden, we also like, but you could be getting Triple City with the Walker defence. You're also not going to get 90 minutes from Foden. You're probably going to get 70 each week on average. Maybe 60 something on average. Just because they rotate. And yes, Foden will get a lot of games. I think his minutes will be that high. And also, you want people to score goals. Foden will be more assist heavy than goal heavy. With Haaland up front. Let's move back onto defenders and goalkeepers. Okay, so there's. If we're playing 3-5-2, let's just lock in our last midfielder. We've got any 4.5, 4.4 yet? GMS 4.4 yet? Okay, we have on any, but we can't get there. So I got the silver in before the price rise. But if you're building a team now and you don't have the silver, I probably wouldn't go for him. I'd pick any 4.5 mini Milivojevic. Maybe Reed. Let's go Reed. These aren't going to play. These are going to be third on your bench most weeks. Maybe second if you did get a silver or they did become an option. Andreas is your first bench option. And now we've got 2 slots left and we've got 10 million. We've got 10 million, assuming that your team value is 100 mil. If we go in a 5 and a 5, we'll go 4.5 and a 5.5, or we keep money in the bank somewhere. There could be, do you know what you could do? This is an option as well. You could. Now the reason I didn't go with Ederson's because for me, his ceiling is also 6, maybe 7 point. That's the same for Walker for me. And for 0.5 more, I felt like the money was better spent on Walker. But now it's only 0.4 more. And Walker could miss a game. Whereas Ederson will never miss a game. So you could go Ederson. And then you'd need to look at the 4.5 million option. Why can't I see Ederson? 4.5 million options defense. And there are a few. I like Saliba. Bit Chipple Arsenal defense. Saliba will be first team. Trust me, will be first team player. Or Rico Henry will be my other shout. I think you can play more attacking this year. I think Brentford will do well in these next round of fixtures. Bullish on Brentford or want Ederson in your team. Could definitely be a shout. Henry or Saliba. Let's presume we don't want Ederson. We want a 5 million goalkeeper. For me, it's Ramsdale. We'll put Ramsdale in. And then you need to decide on... can't have your Arsenal defence here anymore. It needs to be Kukurea or Walker. Or both can take up Perisic. That is your decision. If it was me, I think the ceiling is higher with Kukurea. And looking at this team, you don't need to take anyone out anytime soon. So if this Kukurea, if you see his minutes start to be risks in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, whenever, then go in for Walker or make moves elsewhere. I think that would be my 5-3-2 team. If you want low risk, take out Perisic, whack in Walker. Or put in Ederson and fill this slot instead. So that is my 5-3-2 team. We're going to move on now to... what should we do next? We'll do a 4-4-2, shall we? A 4-4-2. I'll keep in my non-negotiables. I can't see anyone getting away from Haaland and Jesus up top, by the way. Can't see anyone getting away from that. Yes, you could. Kane is definitely an option for Game Week 3. But my plan at the start of the season was to seriously consider Haaland to Kane in Game Week 3 here. If I was to get Kane, I'd captain him in this week. But I did do a little thread on Twitter talking about Haaland and Kane, and I think the time that I would move would be in Game Week 6. Because City start their Champions League on the 6th of September, so he'll have a midweek game. So he could have minutes reduced or not start this Aston Villa game. And City have Spurs away. And then Wolves away. We compare that to Kane. Kane's got Fulham at home the same week where Haaland could have minutes reduced against Villa. Game Week 7, yes, City away, but if we're looking at Game Week 7, I'm just going to captain Salah. Home to Wolves. It doesn't really matter about that fixture. And then the Game Week 8 one. Home to Leicester, that is a green fixture. That is a green fixture. I think that's when we'll start to see Haaland's minutes managed from Game Week 6 onwards. And then I'll be captaining Haaland for 2 away games against Villa and Wolves. Or Kane, 2 home games against Fulham and Leicester. So I personally know which one I'd want to do there. But for now, Haaland is in for me. Okay, 4-4-2, yeah. So we've got this midfielder slot to fill. We'll put in a 4 million defender. It should be quicker now because we've gone over the non-negotiables. We've just got to fit in a few players here and there. So for me, there's only 2 real options, and that is one guy, Patterson, He's been a little bit unlucky not to pick up any points so far. He should get some points in these next 3 games. Everton now with the signing of Cody, as well as Tarkowski and Onana, I think will be decent at the back, especially in home games. So you could play him in any green home game. I'd be happy to play him. Or Nico Williams. So Nico Williams has got very high. I mean, look at that. These numbers are good. I mean, I don't use these numbers much. He's got very high, goal involvement. Predicted stats like XG, XA. And that's his first 2 games as well. That's against West Ham and Newcastle, you know. He's picking up good underlying statistics in these 2 games, which I would say are hard. I mean, the way to Newcastle was very hard. They got battered. Very hard. And home to West Ham isn't the easiest. I mean, West Ham are a good team to play at the minute. For me, it'd probably be Nico Williams as your 4-minute defender. I think he's more likely to pick up attacking returns. However, I think Everton are more likely to get defensive returns. It's up to you. If you want to have a look at the fixtures and see which one you'd more likely be playing when. Sorry, I didn't see him in my spot. Then you could do that and make your decision that way. So we need to pick a defender, a goalkeeper and a midfielder. We've got 16 mil. I'm going back, sorry, I did have to cut the video again. But we're back, so we're going to look at the midfielders now. Let's take Diaz out because he's not as locked for Salah and Martinelli for me. But let's just go through the midfielders and see which ones we could potentially want. I wasn't here Bowen. I mean, look at these pictures. Decent, aren't they? They're decent, but he's not had a return yet. People are bearish to go on West Ham, as am I. He's an option, but not a very popular option and very risky option. Wouldn't go there, but you could consider it. Second, Kulu. If you really like Kulu, you could go for him, but I think there's going to be minute risks there. We like Maddison, we spoke about Maddison already. We like Diaz. Okay, Gundogan. Rumours that Banana could be potentially leaving and also him not starting a Premier League game yet. Ilkay Gundogan could be getting minutes. He's also just been appointed captain for Manchester City. Sorry, I need a drink of water. And he's always been good for underlying statistics, especially goals if his runs into the box. Look at his history there, 8 goals, 13 goals. He's a goal scorer, he doesn't get that many minutes, and with the minutes more guaranteed than probably ever, be a very good shout, 7.5. You want to get into the Man City attack, Gundogan's probably your second best option after Haaland. I mean, obviously, De Bruyne and Foden will probably return more, but in terms of value and fitting him in with Haaland, Gundogan's probably better than Grealish. He's definitely better than Grealish. Okay, other midfielders we like. Trossard. He's 6.5, which is a lot. Good play over Brighton. Brighton have good features. They're also playing well attacking and defensive at the minute. However, I think there is a man who's a little bit cheaper and a little bit better to get than Trossard, and that is Pascal Gross. 4th at the minute. Yeah, he's had a great start to the season. I mean, I know in the past that he's always been good at FPL. I mean, here's a good season for him. 164 points, 116 points here. And that's not even playing that many minutes. He's not playing that many minutes as well. So, in for the first team of Brighton at the minute. Brighton seems to be playing well. Good run of fixtures. Differential. He could be a great pick, you know. Pop him in. Pop him in. That gives us 10 mil now. 11 mil almost. Easter could be really nice. Let's have a look at other options we have. Will Prowse, yeah, he's a decent pick. Just not massive on him. 6.5 is probably a weird price we don't want to pay for someone with Martinelli already. Pardon me. Rodrigo. Okay, he's a good shout. Leeds are always good for attacking returns. They go for goals if they're losing. If they're drawing, they try and get the 3 points or the 1 point. they will go for goal. They don't usually shut up shop. He's got returns already this season. Gets another return or two, his price could boom up. Could get on some price rises. Bamford is now injured, so Rodrigo should be starting at number 9 up top for Leeds. It could also be Dan James, but I think, and most people are thinking, it's Rodrigo at the minute. Apparently he's also on penalties. So for 6.1 million, you're getting a lead striker. We're usually good attacking, good fixtures, on penalties, and out of position. He could be a really good option for you. Where are we? No one here. Bruno G. He's decent, but these fixtures and him playing quite deep in a minute isn't enough for me to go there. Then Rama. No, we're just going to avoid on West Ham for the meantime. There's Gross. Damsgaard is not an option yet. He's not playing football. Nor is Elise. Gordon. Don't love Everton. Not for attacking players. They're not getting goals in a minute. Gordon, yes, he is playing up top, but he's not a striker. He's not getting service. I don't think he's necessarily a great clinical finisher. A lot of people are hyping him up at the minute. He also could be on the move. I mean, Chelsea want him. I'd avoid Gordon, personally. I think this is it for midfielders. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah. Our options are, I wish I could do a little short list. Our options are Gundogan, Gross, and 8 mil, probably Diaz, be Madison, or Rodrigo. If you wanted an 8 mil, with the next cheapest person out of the 4, would be Gross. Right, let's get Diaz in. Diaz could also rise in price very soon, so you want to get on some price rises, go Diaz. Okay. That'll give us a 4-4-2 with 2... Okay, so we can get another 5 million defender and goalkeeper in with Pascal and Diaz. Let's look at... Can you go Gundogan and... Here you go. Look at that combo. That's the same combo, isn't it? Yeah, I can't do... You've got some decent options here in a 4-4-2. You've got to pick these two midfielders. You've got options. You could even go... Rodrigo and an 8. Ooh, would be tight. Need... Let's just put Gabriel in for now. You wouldn't be able to get... If you wanted... He's gone up by 1. Literally went up by 1. You've got Rodrigo early. It'd be good for a 5 million defender, 5 million goalkeeper. With Rodrigo and 8. That's a good team, you know. Now these two slots here are up to you. An 8 million and a 6.1, or an 8 million and a 5.6. You can't do an 8 and a 7.5. You can't have Gundogan and Diaz. Unless you want a double Leicester goalkeeper, but I wouldn't recommend that personally. I think there's value elsewhere in goalkeepers for even that 0.5 million more, if not that 1 million more. For me. So I wouldn't recommend Gundogan and Diaz, but that would, if you want a really aggressive player, really aggressive strategy, sorry. That's just also, I don't know where this video is very long. And this could be a Saliba or Rico Henry. That could be an aggressive option. You really want to back that City and Liverpool attack, you could do that. What my choice would be in is 4-4-2. I think I'd keep Diaz. Look at Gross. Let's get Gross in and let's look at the defence and goalkeeper options. So we could get a Teresic and a 5 million midfield, which 5 million defender, which I actually really like. Obviously, this is one of the higher risk options, getting Perisic in. But for me, his ceiling is that high; it's worth the roll. It's worth the roll, at least for 1 week. 1 point or 15 points. You could be looking at. For me, rolling the dice, trying to chance yourself for a haul. Could be worth it. If you're wildcarding, you're probably not going to need a chance next week anyway. So if you wanted to take out Perisic because you can start again, or whatever the problem is, you can do that. And then because we're not covering the Arsenal defence, I'd go back to Ramsdale and goal. You might not have that team value. You might not have the team value to do this because I'm just on and I have 1.2 million. So you might have to. Where would you downgrade? Do we have any strikers before? I don't believe we do we? Don't have any defenders yet, do we? You look better. I'm certain we don't, but I want to double check. I guess if you can't afford it, you drop Perisic or Rose. Yeah. Double checking. Gomez isn't 4.4. Elnenius, which we can't get to. Let me look at my 5.5 midfielders again. Anyone shouting out at me? There's not. I've gone through this a couple times. I mean, there's half options here. Like you go Neto, example. There are half options. Okay. So if you can't afford it, you would downgrade. You probably downgrade. I've still got Walker in here. When did I put Walker in? Oh yeah, that should be Williams. That's fine. Williams back in first. We have to downgrade Perisic, and then it's that choice of back to the 5-3-2 one. You either swap out Ramsdale and get an Arsenal defender in, or you go Kukurea or Wilker for me. And I think short term I'd go Kukurea. I think he just edges Walker out for me. I can see Chelsea getting tackle returns against Leeds. Kukurea could easily be involved. They could get a clean sheet. Not out of the question. Chelsea are good at the back. Leeds at home, get attacking returns there. Southampton away, great fixture to target. Whereas I'm just looking at City. Yeah, you got great opportunities for clean sheet. Would attack returns be there? Walker? No. Could get one of them random goals or random assists. You can't bet your money on it. Your choice though. I think I'd edge for Kukurea. Okay, we're gonna make our last draft now. We're gonna go for a 3 at the top formation. Back out Archer. Let's look at what strikers we might potentially want. So Vardy is just too much money. Too many sacrifices that are not worth it. Would you have Jesus? Wilson could be an option. I do like Wilson. Only had 1 goal so far. Pictures of the next few aren't good enough to start him. Amford now injured. Not an option. The obvious option for me, and I think for probably everyone, playing with 3 up top. If you're one of them people who had Darwin and now are suspended, you probably want to downgrade that position either to another starting option or a 4.5. Next best starting option for me, and probably the only one that I'm going to vouch today, looking at Mitrovic's fixtures, yeah, not good enough, is the man Ivan Toney. 8 and 9 points already. Brentford, we've already talked about him. Couple positions, couple players already. He's on penalties, we'll get 90 minutes. They don't have an Eriksen this season, but Silva's coming, he's creative. Damsgaard does come in, he's got that creative ability. Jensen's looking more creative this year. Aaron Hickey gives him a lot more. The way Rico's playing makes him better for Toney. I think Ivan Toney can pick you up a decent amount of points over these runs. He could get you a decent amount of points. 7.1 million, he's a bargain. If you want to play this formation, I'd defo recommend Toney in. Then we've got a shave off 2.2 here. We've got to work out, want to play 3-2-5. No, sorry, 5-2-3. 4-3-3. Let's do a 4-3-3 first. So I've got to cut out more here. These are the non-negotiables. We can't cut out there. You have to be Kukurea and Ramsdale. So if you want a cheaper keeper, you either want Raya or Sanchez or what's his face? Iverson. You play Ward. This now gives us 9 mil. It's hard. keep Diaz. It's hard to keep Diaz. 4.4. Got a Gomez in, then that can be your Alaba. Diaz and Tony makes it very hard. Well, look what we can do here. There's no one else I'm willing to downgrade, so it would. Oh god, yeah, that is bloody hard to fit Tony in it. You'd have to lose out this. You have to cut a decision here. You can't negotiate, can't negotiate, can't negotiate, can't negotiate, can't negotiate, can't negotiate. You want Tony because you want this formation. Can't negotiate. So it's Diaz who would go down. That's the way you could fit in a Gundogan. Could fit in a Rodrigo. Wouldn't go for Gross because I don't get enough. Even that's 4.5, 4.9 now. Meaning it'd have to be a Salaba centre back. I don't think it's the best use of our money. It's our Tony 0.1 that's eating us up. It's annoying these price rises, isn't it? It's annoying. So what could we do here instead? We roll the dice on. There you go. That gives you 6 more defense. You can upgrade him to Ramsdale. Getting your Perisic. Of course, Andor Kukureya / Walker. And that will give you 0.4 to use next week. So you'd line up Ramsdale, Trent James, Cancelo Perisic, Martinelli, Salah, Rodrigo, Jesus, Tony, Haaland. I love that team. And you've got differentials in there with Tony and Rodrigo. Not a bad team. You could even go. Okay, let's try this. You could even go Gross. .9, not 5. Go at a 5. Look at a 5-2-3 formation now. We whack him. Kukureya. 5.5. Just shy. I mean, he wouldn't have played though, would he? Or the Edison. Back of Edison. Zinchenko. That's an option. That would just be a 4.5, obviously, in a 3-2-5-3-2 formation. Please, sorry, 5-2-3 formation. You actually got options here with that 3 up top formation with Tony. You've got options, you know. This would just be another. I mean, you're not flexible in this formation. You'd probably want another midfielder. Zinchenko would come out. Unless we went him to Raya. In, get Gross. But we've got a starting 12 then, not a starting 11, which isn't. You don't need that strong of a bench. And a minute, not the new football. That's a 5-3-3. Too many players. But the money does spread quite nicely. It does spread quite nicely. You're probably going to want triple Liverpool, aren't you? Probably going to want triple Liverpool. How can we fit triple Liverpool in? .4. There's no 4.4 defenders though good yet though, is there? Get Gundo. Get Gundo in. Wait, you still can't get the 5. You can't use your money effectively when you want this build. You'll have money left over, which is fine. I'm just letting you know you wouldn't be able to use your full budget with Tony at the minute, just because of how prices have worked. There's no one here shouting out at me. I mean, Doherty is just too much of a gamble for me at the minute. You'd have to downgrade to Saliba. And there's no 4.9 keepers. Anywhere else you could upgrade the money. No 7.9. No point in upgrading these to 5, so you just keep the money. You'd keep the money. Gunnigan goes up in price twice, then you'd be able to go to an 8 mil defender, midfielder. Saliba goes up in price, which he should do. And you could go to a 5 million midfield defender. Or even Raya. Unlikely. But I think I'd go with that for my 4-3-3. Something a bit like that, but hopefully talked through enough options there. I'm not sure how long this has lasted because I had to stop recording a couple of times as well, but made it this far. Thank you so much. Mental. Still here. Yeah, I don't know where this will go. Might make another video, might not. Might post this, might not. But if you did enjoy it, just let me know. Comment down, give me some feedback. Tell me what you thought. Tell me if you're going to use any of the ideas, anything you agree with, disagree with. I don't know. I'm new to this. I don't know what to talk about anymore. But yeah, thank you. If you did like this, pass it on to other people. I'll try and get some more views. See what the mass is I don't know how I'm going anymore. It's saying. Yeah, I'm gonna end it now. Thank you very much. Hope you all have a good week in FPL, and if you are wildcarding this week, hopefully, if you're a little more confident what to do now, or you have more options to play around with, fiddle with, to think about, which is why we love FPL in it. We just love thinking and making teams at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm signing off. Thank you very much. Drop a subscribe if you fancy it. There might be more videos, there might not, or follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter would be best. It is at FPL_Wildy, but there'll be a link in the description. Thank you. Have a good day. See you later.